Welcome everybody. In the last class, we had seen the problem wherein we found out the mesh currents for type 2 problems. What are type 2 problems? Type 2 problems are those wherein we have got the current sources on the boundary. Fine. Which are type 1 problems? Type 1 problems are those which don't have any see here, which don't have any current sources. Type 2 problems are those which have current sources but on the boundary. Okay. And having these current sources on the boundary are advantages. Okay. More the current sources on the boundary, more the currents we know. Okay. More the currents we know, less are the KVLs that we need to apply. So what's the advantage? So that is a time saving process. Okay, wherein we'll be applying lesser number of KVLs, okay, and we can reach the solution faster. Fine. So we had taken such two circuits. Fine. The first one was this, wherein we had just two meshes and one of the currents that we have connected here, current source. Okay, this current source is belonging to mesh 2. So what do we know in mesh 2? We know the mesh current in mesh 2. Since we know the mesh current in mesh 2, I am not supposed to apply KVL to mesh 2, but I'll be applying only to mesh 1. So what do I know? I know IB is minus 1 here. See, IB is moving opposite to this 1 amperes, right? So IB is minus 1 amperes. Fine. So this is first circuit that we saw. And in the second circuit that we saw, we had three meshes and two current sources connected. Okay. Both the current sources are there on the boundary. One current source is connected belong to mesh 2 only and the other current source belong to mesh 1 only. And in mesh 3, we don't have any current sources belonging. Understand that? So what we have to look at is just by observation we can make out IB is 4 milliamperes because IB is flowing in the direction of this 4 milli. That's why IB is 4 milliamperes. But if you look at this 2 milliamperes current, IA is flowing opposite to this. Fine. So IA, since it is going opposite to 2 milli, we can say IA is minus 2 milliamperes. Okay. So that is something that we did in the last class. Now we shall take the same problem and try make out this voltage. Fine. Look at this. It's the same problem, but what I'll ask you is this. Fine. See, till now we were looking at voltages like this. See here, if there is a voltage, what we should write this voltage as in terms of what? IB and IC. What is that? We would like to we were writing V naught as what? 2 into IB minus IC. Okay, so we used to write this. Okay, now see what if you have a V naught as I'm going to show you now. Okay, see here, I'll just take these terminals out and I'll say V naught is here. Everybody understand that? It's the same problem, but I've taken these two terminals out and I'm saying that this is the V naught that we want to calculate by mesh analysis. Okay, see here, uh, these two are the points. Okay, so we are actually looking at the voltage across these 2 points. Get that point? Voltage across these 2 points, that is V naught. Okay, so we calculate V naught by mesh analysis is what the question would be. Okay, what would be the question? The question would be this. Calculate, everybody just copy down that. Or if you have space over there, you can just take these terminals out and somewhere say find V naught by mesh analysis. Find V naught by mesh analysis. Get this point? So we already have found out the mesh currents. Okay. So what are the mesh currents? Let's write. We have already found IA, that is minus 2 milliamps. Okay. IB is 4 milliamps. Fine. And IC is 0.25 milliamps. So this is something that we have found out in the previous class. Okay. Now we need to find out this V naught. So how to find out this V naught? See here, V naught is the sum of the voltage that is there across 6 kilo ohms and the voltage source that we have connected here. I'm now giving you a beautiful method to find out this V naught. Okay. Otherwise, you will find it difficult. See here, what is V naught? V naught is the voltage across 6 kilo ohm as well as this. So you cannot just add these as add the voltage across 6k and this, because it could even be an algebraic sum. There could be some voltage taking the negative sign. Okay, so signs would be a problem. So if you have to see that we're not making any mistakes with respect to the polarities of the voltages, okay, we have to apply KVL. If you apply KVL, you will not have any such problems with the polarities. So what is that we're going to do now? Everybody just look at this. So whenever note, I'll just give you a note. See here, everybody observe here. In mesh analysis, V naught across any two open circuit terminals. What are open circuit terminals? Here they are open circuit terminals. So this is one terminal which is open circuit here. This is another terminal which is open circuit here. So across two open circuit terminals, suppose if you are asked to find out V naught, then what you would do? Okay, V naught across any two open circuit terminals can be found out. By forming a dotted path. As shown above. So when do we do this? We do this when we want to find out the voltage across here, V naught across any two open circuit terminals. Then what we need to do? We need to be forming a dotted path. So how to form a dotted path? Everybody just look at what I'm doing now. See here. So this is where I come. So this is the path. This is the path, mind you. Okay. So let's form a dotted path like this. Okay. This dotted path should consist of this voltage V naught. Such should be the dotted path. Is everybody okay with this? So what is asked? V naught is asked to be found out, and that V naught is dropping across the two open circuit terminals. And since we are dealing with mesh analysis, to find out the voltage across the open circuit terminals, we form a dotted path like this. And can anybody tell me, is this dotted path a loop or a mesh? Anybody would like to answer that? Is this dotted path a loop or a mesh? Anybody? Anybody who would like to unmute and answer that? Okay.
Loop, sir.
Yeah, just a sec. Who's it? Who answered that?
Sushmita.
Sushmita, just listen here, Sushmita, and everybody else also. You're saying this is loop, right? Listen to me. What is a mesh and a loop? Before being a mesh or a loop, there should be the closed paths. Okay. And the question is, do you think this dotted path that I have formed, is this a closed path?
No, sir.
Sushmita, is this a closed path?
No, sir.
No. So since it is not a closed path, I'm not supposed to refer to it as mesh or loop. Get that point? Mesh or loop can be only can only be mesh or loops when they are the dotted, when they are the closed paths. But this path is not a closed path. That's why I'm very particularly saying this is a dotted path, mind you. Okay, this is a dotted path, not a mesh or a loop. Let me tell you that. So this is a dotted path. Okay, neither mesh nor loop. Fine. Why they are neither mesh nor loop? Because there it is not a closed path at all. It is not a closed path. Okay. So I'm telling it as dotted path. Now, do you think, Sushmita, you are there still, right? Sushmita?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sushmita, tell me, do you think in the path I'm showing now, see on the screen, in the path that I'm showing, do you think there is any current flowing in
Yes,
this?
sir.
Yes. For current flow, there should be a closed path. This is an open circuit, mind you. See here, these 2 points are not joined, isn't it?
Oh,
So when these 2 points are not joined, the current here will not flow. This is very important thing, everybody. I hope everybody is listening to that. Okay, the current that comes here, suppose there is a current flowing here. Okay, the current comes here. For current to split into 2 parts, both the paths should be closed circuits. Understand that? Unless there is a path for flow of the current will not flow, because the current is finding the infinite resistance here. It's an open circuit. There is a wire cut. Understand that? So it would not be allowing the current to flow because there is infinite resistance, because it's an open circuit, mind you. Get that point? Okay, so in that sense there is no current flowing. Everybody is okay with that? Okay, so this is a dotted path with no current flow. Why there is no current flow? It's an open circuit, mind you. But through 6 ohms and this voltage there is current flowing, because this current, where is this current flowing? See, this current is flowing like this. Okay, so the IC which is flowing through 4K and 2K would also flow through 6K and minus this 3 volts, but it would not go into this terminal. Is that okay with you, everybody? Fine then. Now, so what I need to do, I can apply KVL, but I should know that not everywhere the current is flowing. In this path, the current is not flowing, but there is a voltage drop. Since there is a voltage drop, I can easily consider this voltage drop in the KVL that I am writing along with the dotted path. Okay, so we have to form a dotted path. Okay, then this is first one, first node. Second node, what does it say? After we form a dotted path, we have to apply KVL along the dotted path. See here, apply KVL along dotted path to find V0. Is this okay with you, everybody? 2 nodes I have given. If you are asked to find out V0 across the 2 open circuit terminals, form the dotted path and apply KVL along that dotted path. Okay, let's do that now. Everybody concentrate here now. Everybody very concentrate, very important. See, I'm moving in this direction. Always I move in clockwise direction when I apply my KVL. Since I'm moving in this clockwise direction, what is the sign that I'm approaching when it comes to 3 volts? It is plus sign. So it is plus 3. Okay. See, I'm approaching the 6 ohms. I'm moving upwards. I'm moving upwards, but the current is moving downwards. Which current? IC is moving downwards. So what? How would you write the K voltage here? It's plus 3 minus 6K into IC. Is it okay with you, everybody? It's plus 3 minus 6K into IC. Then here is a V0. But which sign we are approaching? We are approaching positive sign. So it is positive V0. Okay, so let's write that. How does it look like? I'll just make that note here. It's KVL along the dotted path, right? So it's plus 3 minus 6K IC, okay, plus V0 is equal to 0. IC is already found out, so the only what unknown here is V0. Is everybody okay with this? If you have any problems, you can unmute and you can ask me now. Okay, so I've written the KVL for this, and the KVL looks like this. What is that I've done? Therefore, KVL along dotted path. What it is? It is this. It is this. Okay. So how V0 looks like now? So V0 would be 6K. IC is 0.25 milli. 0.25 milli. This milli and K can be taken as milli and K itself. You need not have to substitute this 10 power 3, 10 power minus. If you do, then also it's fine. But this also is fine when you are just substituting this stuff. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Fine. So what would this be? So K and milli goes off. So this would be, yeah, 6 into 0.25, okay, minus 3. So it would be 1.5 minus, so it would be 1.5 minus 3. So V0 would be what? Minus 1.5 volts. So this is how we find out the voltage across the open circuit terminals. Understand that, everybody? This is how we find out the voltage across the open circuit terminals. Fine. What is the catch here? The catch is to form the dotted path. Okay, after forming the dotted path, you should understand there is no current flow here, but there is a voltage of which can be considered in the KVL. So anytime from here on, if I ask you, okay, to find out V0 across open circuit terminals, these are open circuit terminals. See, they are open, they are not shorted. So if you are able to find any voltage across the open circuit terminals, then dotted path is what you find. Then you will be applying the voltage, you will be applying the KVL in this particular way. But I'm not interested in marking this. Why I'm not interested in marking this? Because there will not be any current flow. Everybody understand that? Okay, then I'll